Okay, good. Oh, well, I've done that thing again where I haven't even, like, opened the game, and yet I run my test. Why would I do this to myself? Nobody knows. It's very warm today. And I'm wearing my pajama pants, and even then I feel like I'm too hot. Why, hello there, my friend. If you can even call him that. Got him. Let's see where my downloads folder is. There. You played 4? Jeez. I thought it was like, oh, I guess that was like 2 hours ago, wasn't it? I thought it was like 40 minutes ago. I was like, how the heck did you play like 4 games that quickly? Okay. That's good, you know? That's good. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I've been there before. Houston, how'd you like my, how'd you like my video of fighting the stalker? That was fun, huh? I'm glad I didn't die. Although, I didn't make it too far. I made it to like level 4, level 4. That would have been good. This is a game with Phoenix, yo. How'd that get in there? How'd that get in there? I made it to level 2 and then I died stupidly. Really stupidly, actually. But yeah, so I thought that the stalker won't actually jump to you until you, like, move some particular distance, but... True, true. Although, as we know, someone had those colors first. 5:19. Do you think that might actually be finals? Yeah, that's actually finals. From Jaraci Cup 14 lower bracket. This is the game where you where you're mining off of his second. Okay, well, let's get into it, shall we? Hey guys, welcome to Just Some Casual DOK. These are practice games for Jaraci Cup 15, which will be starting pretty soon, but there's still time to register. I'll put a link in the description, and hopefully this can come out, this video can come out tomorrow, and there'll still be time to join. I think the registration will close Sunday night, so get on it, folks, if you want to join Jaraci Cup 15. We're coming up to the last call here. This is going to be between Houston... Yeah, unless I delay. Hopefully not. I don't see any reason to delay so far, so we probably will not delay. Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, well, this is between Houston here, down in the south, playing with, I think, the colors of the Oilers, if I'm not mistaken, the hockey team. He can confirm if that's true, though. Versus Cookies here, who, as he says, he's trying to figure out coalition, and he's terribly jet-lagged, apparently. That's fine. He's rusty as well. Well, you know what? This is the proper time to be rusty, is during practice matches, not during the tournament. So, you know, you like to see that. You like to see that. Looks like Houston's gonna go with that aggro build here with the Blast Drone, the PC, and the Sand Skimmer Rush here. And this is really strong, actually. We saw a couple people fall to this in Jaraci Cup 14, and since then it's kind of risen in popularity. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, it is the Oilers. Huh? I'm pretty sure even A-Game... No, he was Galzine. He couldn't have done this. But he tried some dry skimmer rushes against Ascara in those practice games that we saw the other day. Yeah, Stolen Majir build, exactly. He is the one who kind of, like, brought this back into prominence. And it's funny, because, like, it should pretty much have always been possible, but, Oh yeah, that's true! He killed you with it on KT Alt. I forgot about that. And yeah, hi you too. But yeah, you just have skims and then one BD. The idea is that the BD can bomb the salvagers, and then the sand skimmers can come in and finish the kills here. So if you're Cookies on this side, what you really want to do is stop him from getting in there. A little easier said than done, but he does have AV fab on the way. Actually takes a bad trade there and loses LAV. Yeah, A-Game was even doing this with Galzian, and I think the idea was that you just bring the base runner up and use base runner heal to sustain your sand skimmers, and that way they can like stick around under the carrier, which is normally a dangerous place to be, and get a couple salvager kills. And if you can just get a few, you're usually feeling pretty good because you slow down your opponent's eco a lot, and he has to worry about the potential rush. But here's AV tech. Houston sees that, of course. So he should know, okay, time to make myself scarce. And in that case, if I want to make a hit, I better do it quick. Here's the AV out on the field already, in fact. BD doesn't want to hit LAVs for sure. Oh, okay, he's actually going to hit the AV here. That can work because he gives his PC some egress this way, right? Like, he can get out. But he should probably be running. Yeah, I agree, turret would be good, but obviously when you go for this AV build here with the tech first, you're not going to be able to get that. Just a luxury that Cookies won't have here. I'd say he's held pretty fine, though. Didn't lose any salvagers, and that's, I think, the big deal. So, yeah, that's pretty good. And actually, there's some threat against Houston as well. This AV took some damage, but the other ones are totally fine, so he needs to get some kind of tech and be ready here. Another BD finishes, though, and with one more BD, I think you pretty much kill this thing. Looking at the numbers, looks like probably not, but you'd get it really, really close, and the sand skimmers can finish it off. By the way, armor 1 done. Love to see it. So, looks like Railgun Fab's the choice for Houston. I need to be careful with this PC out. Oh dear, it's actually stuck. That's annoying. Either that, or this is the thing. So someone was telling me the other day that when you turn off the mobility support, it like cancels the move order for the PC. Maybe this is what it looks like? I don't know. Either that, or he was just stuck on the train, but I've never seen it happen there before. Well, it just happened again, so yeah, I guess he's just stuck. Yeah, this is not supposed to happen. Very, very annoying for Houston. Fortunately, he's floating the money to make another PC, so maybe he'll be fine. Just standard krill thing, so yeah, well, I never saw it got stuck here. Normally it happens like right there, but I guess I haven't seen him get stuck when they're moving in that direction, so. Yeah, it looks like it did just there. Well, DOK decided that Houston should just die now, so that's good. Okay, but you can try and use the BD to hit these AVs. Just Carry is correct, they have a lot of damage packets, so getting armor actually mitigates that damage quite a lot. Yeah, it's a little slow on the trigger anyway, but I don't think it would have saved this PC. What are we supposed to do in such terrain? I was never trained for this. Oh, that's sad, the BD dies. Kind of for nothing right there as well. Well, interesting turn of events, but Cookies is like super in the lead right now. Even in the units lost tab, but that's not the point. Like, the point is that Houston's down a PC, and when you lose a PC this early as Coalition, as Galzian Con F, it just feels useless. Coalition Savant can't even build PCs. Like, if this was a tournament match, I would keep playing it, but if I were Houston, I would just surrender right here. I'd be like, yeah, we're not gonna go any further here. Unless it was against Phoenix, then I would keep playing, but, you know. Yeah, that's actually true. So as the AV is turning, it, like, can't pan the turret fast enough to keep shooting. Which is funny, but... Well, you know, that's acceptable, too. He knows the game's over, maybe he just wants to play it anyway. I will say it's good practice if you're in the Coalition player's position here to know how to end these kinds of games. Looks like Cookie's plan is actually to go railguns here. I would have gone like air maybe, either that or just pop up to 3 base, but... The thing is, when you're in this kind of position, you can kind of do anything. Because you're so far ahead. It's a very nice feeling. It's a very nice feeling. Yeah, Houston always been good with his missiles, you know? Turrets, yeah. like that lower bracket finals match between Houston and Phoenix. That was brutal, man. That was a statement. Railgun Tech, though, should be able to finish the game here, which is always fun. Yeah, ref mode is done here, so Houston's gonna try to move up on a 2 base now. I like what Cookie's doing with the AVs, though, just kind of shorking around. I think actually he killed a Salvager there, or maybe it was just... No, that must have just been a Sandskimmer. Yeah, little forensics work here. That's definitely a Sandskimmer body. But yeah, he keeps making his presence felt with the AVs, so... Like, when your opponent has railguns out, you know you can't just be, like, standing out in the open getting shot, but a lot of players make the mistake of retreating all the way back to their carry or something. He's doing that right now to get healed, of course, but... you don't want to just leave. You want to actually stay up in the front, and back away as much as you need to, but not anymore. So, you like to see it. Yeah, Cookies might be rusty, but he still has some good instincts, as you can see. This AV is really low, by the way, so the Sandskimmers can kill it eventually, but it's actually going to take a while, even with 8 armor, so looks like these guys will escape to the support cruiser. Probably could have died, but Houston, of course, doesn't have perfect map vision. He doesn't want to just drive up and die to AVs. Once this thing starts getting healed, it's actually going to just be invulnerable to the Sandskimmers, so that won't work out for Houston. Might be, like, eyeing up these low health bars, but he can't actually take this. It looks like he knows that, so... Gonna back away from there. Missile ship fab for Houston, so he knows, yeah, there's a threat of air. I like that. I should say it again, like, in this kind of scenario, the game really does feel like it's just over, but... At least, if you're gonna hold on, you can make the right moves. I think this is one. I will say for Cookies, though, I think you want to either, like, go in really hard for economy or for army, rather than kind of doing both, as he's done here. Just because you have a lot of time to work with, but to maximize it, you sort of need... Oh, wow, that was a really good trade with the heavy rails here. To maximize that time, you want to be going in immediately with, like, a big army or with a big eco play. And kind of trying to do both will give your opponent a little bit of leg room in the game. Note that there's no Mag Excel, by the way, so even though those things have armor 2, they really won't be able to fight the railguns from Houston here. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely understandable, but I think you can do it with just AVs rather than building the railguns here. And those railguns will die, actually. I mean, one of them picked off by the heavies, and then the other one dies to the skins here. And these heavy rails actually have EMP already. Wow, okay. I mean, Houston has so much, like, burden of expansion to do here because he's behind on economy, but he's still finding time to get EMP here, so... All you need is AV, yeah. Someone didn't watch Just Carrier versus Discar, I'll tell you what. Houston cheated somehow, yeah, obviously. No, he hasn't gotten Kind of Siege yet. Battle cruisers, hey! I don't know if it's good, but I like it. Well, I don't know. Actually, I think right now Houston kind of does. Like, he's gotten control of the field again. It's tenuous because his opponent has more economy, which means he can always build more units. Oh my gosh, he has fighter and gunship tech as well. What the heck? I didn't even realize he got that. Jeez. Oh yeah. Yeah, Cookie's definitely teching wide here. But this, as they say. Oh, this is nice. Look, the slow is actually going to coordinate them together. Actually, it would be nice if he detonated even a little bit later. I think he would have gotten all 4, but still, that's nice. Well, to his credit, Cookies is actually building the units that he's teched here. It's just that teching really wide like this is usually a mistake unless you get to the late game. Some of my favorite games are these ones where you've got, like, every tech in the game and you're actually using all of them, but it's very, very rare. I remember very distinctly a game on Tight End Passage against Descara like that. It was like a practice game that I think I actually ended up winning, but I can't tell. Trash ship, yeah, garbage. Well, gunships have been changed. I can't remember exactly what the change is, so I'm gonna look up the patch notes right now. I believe it was like the AoE went down and the damage went up, right? Oh, there was no change to them, I guess. It was only bombers. I take it all back. I take it all back. Yeah. He does, yeah, he already has multiple sclerosis. It's a very early diagnosis. I will say, what we've seen Coalition players doing in the past that's been very successful is that instead of getting, like, battlecruiser fab here, they would get bombers and just bomb the missile ships to death. And that's been nerfed in this patch, of course, with the bombers having a higher cost, but still I think it's very effective. Heavy rails have to be careful, by the way. They don't necessarily win this. They actually don't have any EMPs either. EV's gonna start chasing. Houston's trying to buy some time here. A missile does land, but it's not really gonna be enough, so the railguns get jumped on. Oh, that was sick, actually. Look what he... Wow! Alright, that was amazing. That came out of nowhere. I'll explain what happened in a moment, but right now the gunships are trying for the eco here. This usually doesn't work terribly well because gunships are just not super powerful against economy. Gaussian kind of salvagers did lose one armor in this patch, but still, it's not really a terribly good use for the gunships. Although they do kill 2 sand skimmers, 1 salvager, but they're both gonna die for it. Yeah, so what he did there was... So first he was kiting to buy time so that the missiles can keep hitting the AAVs. And then he got the shots off on the one, and then he was like, that thing's gonna die to the missiles. So he retargeted to the other one, and then the missile landed, killed the one like he expected. He killed the other one. This railgun had like 10 health. That was unbelievable, actually. That was an amazing play. Jeez. That's the thing about Houston, alright? Is like sometimes, like, he doesn't win big series all that often, but sometimes he'll just do crap like that. You remember his best of 5 against Majir, like, started with this legendary carrier block play. It was just ridiculous. Same with the, that's just like these kind of carrier misses, right? He just always lands them, you know? It's amazing. Well, I like to see it. I like to see it. You know, DOK has got a lot of skill expression, but it's not always so obvious. It was good right there. It was good right there. This is a little rough though. A lot of LAVs streaming in now. Do they have ups? No, so they're not going to be the most threatening possible, but still. Probably going to net him these 2 railgun kills, although... He's here with the skims. Yeah, he's only going to get 1, it looks like. By the way, honor guards are actually already done. So, these LAVs are not terribly good on the field, but Cookies didn't know that, of course. He knows now. But yeah, I agree. The LAVs really did not get much. they did kill 1 railgun, but... And you can see it in the units lost tab here as well. Yeah, kind of carrier change he's talking about is that there was a bug where kind of carrier's point defense arc was smaller than the other carriers, and that's been adjusted. That is true. You know, people have noted for a long time that you don't have many CUs in Jaraci patch, but it's definitely unfortunate to lose them like that. You know, CUs in the hangar aren't as good as CUs on the field, but CUs in the graveyard are even worse, you know what I'm saying? By the way, if I were Houston, he's gonna jump on these railguns and kill them, but I would really go for the artifact, actually. I think it's good to just take that pressure away from your opponent. Now he's kind of trying for both. He's not even gonna get this railgun kill. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's armor 3 for you. And the base runner gets out. Ugh. Well, that was good for Cookies. He didn't lose anything, and he got the artifact. Bit of a suspicious rally point, by the way, but... Right now, he seems to fancy the carrier fight. I mean, honestly, he could win it. But would have to power up his systems, that's for sure. The big question is, can he get, like, railguns into the fight? Then he wins it. Whoa, where are these missiles going? I think he was trying to missile the base run or something. It looks to... Oh my gosh, I forgot about the BC tech. Yeah, you know, that would do pretty well. BCs are actually quite fast in Jaraci, so what you want to do is just path it up to the carrier here. Looks like that is going to be the plan. But yeah, the BC is rallying, which is unfortunate. That actually loses it quite a lot of time. Would be even better if you could rotate that carrier around and get it, you know, popping out on top of this kind of carrier. You just want to hit V and then drag it outside of the red circle there. It's green if you're the player, of course. And then the carrier will rotate in place. But he's got the rotation good for this one. Okay, this is actually going to be close then. Oh no, that's a support cruiser! Oh, I've been baited. BC's going to pop, I think, right here at the end, but yeah, now it's too late. The kind of carrier doesn't have any power in the missiles though. Okay, no, there's a railgun here to take it out. Looks like actually the honor guard got the kill. A photo finish, I would say. That definitely could have gone either way. Well, Houston taking a big hit in their early game, but, yeah, he actually managed to come back. And that's why, in a tournament match, I would never surrender, mind you, when the early game goes bad. I like to stick it out, you know. But yeah, like I said, it's good practice, at least a couple times to learn how to capitalize on those kind of early leads. I think air is always a good call, but you want to get it first. And if you're gonna go army, you go army. If you're gonna go eco, you go eco. You don't do both. That really maximizes your advantage, I would say. I see, by the way, on the Discord server that, what do you call him, Weetsy or Coolt? I don't know. But he's saying there was a good game between you two that he wants you to send in. Yeah, like putting down 90 targeting jammers. You could do that too. I would honestly just go up to 3 though. Like, you get in a situation where your opponent doesn't have a right answer anymore. You know, if he goes for economy, then maybe he just dies to army. Right? And I mean, you need to scout him, you need to know what he's doing, but as a result, he's not going to go eco, he has to go for defense, and you make him go too much defense, and you build, you know, tons of economy and just outstract him that way. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I want him to join Jaraci Cup 15, but he hasn't yet, I don't think. I'm actually going to look it up right now. Oh, I see, it was you two, it wasn't Houston. Well, send it in, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I agree, I agree. You just have to badger him, and, you know, don't let him get away with not joining it. Ah, shoot, man, oh, dang old ref mode, man, ah, shoot. Yeah, it's gonna be ref mode from Houston. Actually, this is a pretty nice aggro map, I think, but, yeah, gonna go for the economy build here instead. Cookies, I see production mode, or production mode. The carrier can always produce units. Carrier production upgrade here, which means that we are gonna have LAV spam here at the beginning. Yeah, some have said. Some have said. That's true, but I feel like that would be a negative change, all things considered. Mr. Probicus out here, checking out the Con F side of the map. Yeah, well, I've talked about this a lot during casts. By the way, very nice PC micro there. Gonna snipe the probe out. But yeah, I've talked about this a lot in casts. Oh no, look at this! The probe shows up on the units lost tab, but it doesn't show the amount of, like, CUs that you lost. Oh. That's a pretty easy fix. We should show that to A-Game. Maybe he's still on stream. Anyway, the idea of, like, showing the probe and saying, hey look, I'm going for, you know, economy, and then actually you go in for an attack. He's actually kept the base runner, which I don't like terribly much. I think you deploy the probe and then retire it, but... Yeah, it must have just been logistics module, but it's not too hard to fix. The ability to cast the probe has, like, a cost, and then, the probe itself doesn't, so when it's lost it doesn't show on the CUs tab there. But, I mean, that's like a one-line fix, so... Not a big deal. Assault pack on the way for cookies. Forgot to do anything with base runner. That's very sad. That's very sad. Here he comes. Maybe the idea was to lay down like a cheeky turret or something, but... I was supposed to go in with the LAVs, yeah. Well, it's a little bit late now. No, I'm on the way, I'm on the way. He's with a big old dang old float, by the way. You want to really get a second PC in these kinds of scenarios, but... Look, he just said it. Now that's comedic timing right there. But it's true, you know, you really can use that PC. Anytime you've got this big float, you know, queuing units isn't going to solve it. You want to get another queue out, so... And you still got the money, so I would still do it. By the way, really nice missile lands on the LAVs there. No armor for these guys, so they are going to get a little bit chunked by that. 1-for-1 trade though, still not too bad. But these coalition units not going to recover their health at all, so that is always a bit annoying. One thing you gotta be aware of whenever you play like turret in the front line against Conf is that if they find out where it is, they can just blow it up with their carrier missiles. So you need to either keep it like far away from the carrier and make some kind of hard point like out here, which honestly doesn't seem like a great idea to me. Or you want like the reveal of the turret to do some kind of damage, but that's kind of hard to pull off. So this is another reason why I really recommend retiring the base runner for these kinds of builds. And if you want to fake him out with the probe, then you can throw it and then retire. That's fine. Turrets! That dastardly schemer. I see. So you actually want him to bring his carrier over, and then you can go and attack over on the main. I could see it. One thing I will say is that the turret gives him some combat strength against assault ships, but maybe not if he's too far forward. Once you hear that like an enemy turret is being placed, you just want to target it immediately. Here, let's see how fast Houston can get on this. There it is. Yeah, not bad. He'll kill this turret pretty easy. LAVs can't really fight now. Yeah, just like walk in there with the mobility powered on and wait till it kills him. Well, as somebody who was recently killed by turrets, I can sympathize. Yeah, maybe, but turrets are very stubborn. They don't like to be like told what to shoot at. It's annoying, but there it is. Anyway, I will say, on his side of the map, Cookies does have, actually railgun tech, by the way, but he also has his 2-base set up a little faster, but yeah, I agree. Houston really should have gotten that second PC queued earlier, and then he'd be on 3-base, like, right now, but he'll be on 3-base pretty soon anyway. And, you know, you do have to stop this push, so now Cookies has to invest in some defense. In fact, he's getting Systems 1, which I probably wouldn't do. I try to just build, like, a couple railguns here, but yeah, either way, this doesn't feel good for Cookies. There's a railgun coming out. Very good. But at least, you know, if you do have power, you might as well put it in, so into the range system, but you know, I find it funny, that's like one of the things that players forget about a lot of the time, is that they don't have their power allocated. Thank you for the veterancy. Yes, of course. Assault ships are getting some veterancy. You know, look, level 1 gives them the same bonus as armor 1 does. It's +1 armor. You know, it's always a meme about, like, veterancy. It doesn't do anything in the game. I will say, actually for, like, the armored units, getting that first rank veterancy does matter, but just not very much, but it matters a little. Yeah, I agree. He maybe could have even killed the railguns here. I mean, this is no Mag XL, no armor. I mean, obviously no armor. He doesn't even have AV fab, although he was teching it early. I guess he canceled it. But, you know, I think you can actually push that. What you don't want to do is this, where you're, like, waffling back and forth, because you take a lot of damage on the run-up and on the run-down, so you want to try and avoid that. These LAVs here actually doing some good damage, by the way, because of the Sunders, so you really want to be focus firing. Oh, no. Ooh, that was not it. It's true, though, keeping them off the second is good. These assault ships walked all the way to the base before they started firing as well. Must have been, like, a control quick issue. Houston is meandering his way up into 3rd base, by the way, but yeah, he's not getting too much done here. I mean, you could still pick off this railgun, but it's not gonna happen. Oh, look, he considered it for a moment. Well, he'll get 1 salvager for like 6 assault ships, or maybe it was 5. That's not very good. It's a game of throws, my friends. I think actually just with that, Cookies is back in the game. Maybe 2 died here because I can see 2 are missing. Yeah, I agree. But either way, you really want to, like, jump on the rails or not do it at all, right? You don't want to be considering and back and forth and stuff, because you take a lot of damage whenever you're not in range, but over the hill, so. What you can do is just, like, hide behind this hill here and then deny your opponent's second for a long time, because if he jumps over with the salvagers now, you can poke out and start hitting him, But it's true, he's ahead on economy, not by much. He actually just got this base set up, but he is 3 base, interceptor tech as well. Very fun. Very spicy. But Siege, yeah, that's the win button. Why didn't he press that? I do like the unlocking the carrier as well, by the way. A little bit awkward that he can't build interceptors right now, but still. He'll be able to... Yeah, he'll be able to leverage this carrier pretty quickly. You know, it's a great map for it, really. For Conf carrier. Oh, it's not. It ain't just gonna be air. It's gonna be bombers. Very nice. Very nice. We do have AV fab and missile battery fab done for cookies while we were off camera. He acts quick, you know. So he does actually have anti-air teched, but we'll have to wait and see if he actually builds any. That is the question. Yeah, but it's a reasonable call because of course. By the way, I love that effect of the tracers bouncing off here. It's a reasonable call because your opponent has assault chips and he's very ahead, so. Sure enough, it's gonna be bombers. And he's getting the ammo capacity upgrade as well. Now, I believe that this doesn't work for the bomber if it's finished building before the tech is done, but actually he probably will have the timing right here. Where this bomber will come out with the ammo capacity upgrade. Don't know exactly how long it takes to build, but we'll see. And then if not, it'll have it on its second pass, so it's not a huge loss. He has armor 2, I think, on the assault chips, by the way, so this flank not terribly scary, but he's actually pulling the salvagers already. Oh my gosh. You don't need to do that. This must be a misclick or something. Oh, that's true, actually. You didn't see the courier for this one. That's actually really bad. Picking the interceptors, by the way. Bomber's on the way too. I think he's got the ammo, but we'll count the bombs and find out. Do a bit of forensics work here. That's one. That's two. And he's got a third. Hey, look at that. Doesn't seem to want to use it just yet, but he does have it, so. Just gonna donk some LAVs. Actually, doesn't even kill them. Oh. That is armor 1. Oh, well, now you don't have any ammo. What are you doing now, man? Well, even if he did, like, one bomb is not gonna be very effective against the support cruiser position, so. That's alright. He is back on his main base, by the way. He'll win this fight, too. Here's the missile batteries for, what's his face? For cookies. There we go. No armor 2 here. Now, missile batteries get really tanky when they get the 2 and 3 armor upgrades. And that helps against air. But these AVs feeling a little bit awkward, by the way. Houston getting a bit trolled by the map, so carriers can't path through here, even though it looks like they can. There's just, like, barely not a path through there. It's very annoying. Yeah, bomber will kill this guy, though. Well, apparently not. I mean, I think he should, but maybe these skims can do it. They're really low, though. I mean, if Cookies just turns back and shoots them for a moment. Oh, no. What's going on over here? What's the meaning of this? Oh, hey, look, Jetpacks. Very nice. Okay, so he does clean up that AV in the end, but a couple of missile batteries up. Now, Coalition bombers are typically just like ignoring missile batteries and killing them, but I feel like Gaussian bombers can't quite do the same because they need to load their damage in like 3 shots, so. Still, not that like 2 missile batteries is gonna cover the whole base for Cookies here. I mean, if he takes the bombers onto the main and the interceptors, he could just kill everything over there right now if he wanted to. But, you know, at least it means like that is an area that the bombers don't really feel like they can go. Smoke used just in time there. Ooh. I think that this base runner's dead though. You can try for some shenanigans to like smoke over on this one, but I don't know. It lived! Look, he stopped moving. He was like, I'm dead. He's not dead. And yeah, I did see Con of Siege teching. That's a good unit, so it's always nice to see. Armor 3. Now, like I said, that makes the missile batteries really tanky. They get up to 2,000 health. Ah, very good. Very good. This is turning into kind of an interesting game, actually, but I still think Houston's really ahead here. There's not enough anti-air. He's gonna prove it now. Well, don't back away now. You wanna just bomb the heck out of this. This is value. Okay, here we go. Very nice. I think he's killed 2 railguns, maybe 3 already. So that's pretty good. Oh, what's happening over here though? Uh-oh. 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 He's actually starting to lose like his 3rd base here. Air units can try to respond, but they're going to be a little slow. Double Con of Siege being queued, by the way, that's actually really not good, because it's a lot of money being put into the queue, but not onto the field, so it would be better to try and get some of these upgrades when you can. Like, you can cancel one of these and get the range upgrade right now. That's a tech that takes a long time to get. Good stuff over here, though, as he does kill off another railgun. This production cruiser looks like he's going to be spared. Maybe he could have even killed this, but I don't know. He can't really do it now, I don't think. Smoke going to be used, though, to try for it. Interceptor's launching here as well, but there's actually missile batteries in the area, so that's not going to work too well. Still no magic cells, so this thing doesn't really bite very much, but yeah. Oh my gosh, he actually killed the PCU over here. Golly. Sandscar's, by the way, gonna show up at just the wrong time. There's no more railguns left here, there's just one. There's like 3 AVs and 2 missile batteries, so they'll just tear these things to shreds. Yeah, so they jump out of there. This is getting very interesting. Barrage use, but it's pretty short. No range upgrades, so... But yeah, Houston missiles are good, but they didn't save the PCs. That's actually pretty good value. It's like Systems 2 teching now. I thought he would be fleet kept, but I guess he just lost a bunch, so... He did get one artifact out, but I think really right now you need to be getting that range upgrade. It actually affects the direct fire weapon of the Con F Siege as well, so it's quite a big deal, especially when you're fighting railguns. Now there's a lot of anti-air, and I did notice that Cookies had gotten support cruiser anti-air earlier. Smoke used, but it's a little bit late here. Actually, a bit of money wasted on the blast drone as well. Yeah, I know, it's definitely not the strongest, but it does help, I think. Especially because it gives these missile batteries a little bit more mobility. So, I mean, I don't hate it, but I definitely think you got it too early. Oh, but hit E instead. Yeah, that's unfortunate. R.I.P. Siege gonna be found by the railgun here, but who's finding who? You can just use the barrage ability, do some damage. This is kind of how Con of Siege wants to trade. Poke in, see if you can get the direct fire hit, and if not, just go ahead and barrage up the dune. Although he does actually have to use the barrage. Well, okay, never mind. I guess we're not gonna get to see that today. I think Houston's army really wins in the direct fight here, but he seems to be a little bit afraid to take it. Still has 2 bombers, by the way. Now we've got range upgrade on the way. It can, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it will. Bit of a dumb barrage there too, by the way, as he actually moves right after, so it cancels and only fires like 3 missiles. I think it was out of range, not in good position anyway. You know, I can actually see the logic there, but... Oh! Alright. I see you there, Houston. I see what you're up to. That was amazing. Now, if I were him, I would maybe launch the bombers even, but there is danger of taking hits to the missile batteries, but... Oh my gosh. That's why I said the Con F carrier's good on this map. Yeah, but I mean, it's easier said than done, isn't it? You know, like, the problem there, especially, is that you're moving over this choke where you're gonna get bunched up, and he knows exactly where you are, so... Yeah, I mean, this is a good map for Con F. That's what I'll say. And that's exactly why. Systems 3 techie now, he does have fleet cap 125, so not gonna be capped by this anymore. I was floating the idea with Just Carrier the other day of making like infinite carrier power systems where you figure out what the scaling is between them and then just, you know, let it automatically fill out up to like infinity. You could get as much power as you wanted. It'd be interesting if you could do the same with fleet cap. Even if such a thing were possible, I don't think we'd necessarily want it, but it'd be kind of fun just to experiment with. I see some retires being pulled here. That's kind of interesting. I don't know why these exist at all, to be honest. Oh well. When you build extra cells on accident, that does feel bad. But sometimes I almost think you ought to just keep them in case like you lose some, but He's at fleet capacity, so yeah, he definitely wants to retire those. Kind of awkward. There it is. It's battle cruises again, by the way. Now, there was once a time I felt battle cruises were quite bad against Conef, but I think that they're doing pretty well right now. They're a lot faster than they were before. They've got the heal ability that can really save them in a pinch. Now, mind you, if it's really low from like railguns or something, and then the carrier can just missile it, the heal ability is not going to be very good, but against just Conef Siege, I think it's actually not bad at all. Let's see what happens on this flank, by the way. This time, carrier missile is not going to be able to just save him here, I don't believe. Yeah, in fact, the carrier is nowhere to be found. But this Conef Siege is already in position, so he's going to do some good damage, actually. Backs away now, which is what he wants to do. The question is, can he stay alive? He can, it looks like. Wow, that is long range. I forgot just how far it was. Now he can maybe use the barrage here as well. Coalition BC floating pretty far out of position here, by the way. You really want to keep this supported with the army, but I imagine he was microing over on the other side. Barrage gonna land for good damage as well. So now there's only 2 rails left in this position, and this siege cruiser is not at 4, mind you, but it'll go back. It'll buff right out. Has to be careful about taking a fight before he's healed up though, but these missiles are gonna really hit for damage. Ooh. Really hit for damage. AV's dying on this side as well. Oh my gosh, you're right, they do! Oh wow, okay, I'll talk about that in a second. The BC is like, it's in a really good position here, but I don't know, there's just so much damage for the Conef player, although a bit of friendly fire goes a long way, doesn't it? This Conef Siege Cruiser pretty much claims the life of one of its own. He's kind of winning on the other flank too, because that Conef Siege actually went down, and there's an AC out, what the heck? Okay, this is getting spicy all of a sudden. Coalition Carrier does not have a great deal of power though, so he does need to be careful. There's no anti-air here. Yeah, Houston sniffed this one out. Bomber can just do whatever it likes. Now, there is a CAA here, but that's not going to be enough to save this thing. Like I was saying before, I feel like it's a pretty nice supplementary tech, but it's definitely not going to do wonders on its own. Not until there's like 10 of them, so... Yeah, nice to see you too. And this is actually a big problem. I mean, Houston's got problems of his own over on this side. His carrier is definitely in some danger, but he might be losing his entire economy here. I do see Railgun Fab finished, though, so he's got some heavies to work with. A couple of missile batteries spawn as well. They actually managed to kill some skins. Kentucky Fried Chicken? Kentucky Fried Cruisers? Yeah, I don't know. I actually really like BCs in that sort of fight, but it's definitely a big investment to lose, whereas assault cruisers are a bit cheaper. And they have the, oh my gosh, this thing's not gonna live, is it? They have the attack missile barrage, which can be really impactful as well. Houston, by the way, going for the base trade here, but, actually, he might just win the game, though, because you can't get out of this position. This is kind of a similar position to, well, no, I'm not going to say that, but it reminds me of the Jaraci Cup 13 finals against A-Game, where I learned the hard way, you can't cross the bridge here, so... Cookies needs to, like, bring his AC back, for sure. Oh, this PC was allowed to heal back up to full, actually. Yeah, this AC is a big unit, you want to have this in the fight, so it'd be good to bring that back. EMP being used by the Siege now, but it is going to go wide. In a bad way, yeah, I can imagine. It's true. You know, we could redo the blockers. It would be a lot of work, but if someone wants to do it, I'd be happy. Looks like that PC is gonna get hunted down, but honestly, it's not a big deal anymore. Coalition Carrier has been just hounded up into the corner now. I like the det packs. I like him a lot, actually. Oh my gosh. They're gonna hit for some damage here. I wish he had another. That's almost gonna kill these rails, but not all the way. Yeah, I agree. There's bigger fish to fry right now. BC pops at a nice timing here, although it's taken a lot of damage already, but field repair is gonna try and top it off here. Really nice barrage from the kind of siege that can assist the railguns in killing that storm cruiser. Missile battery has the mortar. That would actually kill both these rails, I've got to imagine. Either way, overcharged use on the AC here is going to try to hunt down these railguns, and that's good. You're removing a big source of DPS. Kill the kind of siege too, perhaps with some good micro. Yeah, he's microing this perfectly. You want to like move around him so that he has to turn like that. Carrier claims the kill anyway, though. Note that there's still 2 bombers in the hangar, but there's actually quite a lot of AA right now. Houston gonna launch though, might as well. ACA though? No. Systems 4 are gonna start teching. But these interceptors ain't gonna be long for the world. Let's see if the bomber can kill this AC though. Carrier powering up the weapons to max. I like this a lot. I was actually telling Houston about this during his match with Phoenixio, but you're never gonna like out-heal the carrier's damage. Ooh, this is gonna be so close right now. Ah, I think he's gonna do it! Oh my gosh, this carrier's so low, it goes down! Hey! Very nice, very nice. That got amazingly close though. A good demonstration of what I'm always saying about— oh yeah, if you had another AC, that game was over for sure. Where is it right now? I think this is it. It was so close. But that's a really good demonstration of like the value of powering the weapons before the healing, right? If your carrier's your main damage source, you don't care about survivability, you care about damage. Because, you know, you're never gonna out-heal his damage, so you might as well just dish out as much as you can. Yeah, you love to see it. Very nice carrier placing there. What about armor? Same deal. But again, if you have other units doing the damage, then you do prefer to have power in the armor or in the healing, right? So, like earlier when Houston has railguns firing, if those are still alive, then you want your carrier to survive as long as you can, because those are doing the damage for you. But if it's only your carrier left, yeah, you power up the weapons all the way, because that's gonna be the best value. Yeah, maybe armor 5, because that's actually quite a lot of healing. But I still think that the weapons are going to out-DPS it. I will say, when you get to power 5, the PD does more damage. That might actually not be worth against Coalition that has armor, but I'm not sure exactly. It worked in this case. Yeah, really nice power distribution. Well, yeah, that's one of those games that that's one of those games that's so close that you feel like any little difference would have made the difference. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, if you're down 1 artifact, you lose that, right? So there you go. Would be cool if this was like a freaking best of 5 series in like a tournament, you know? I'd like that. Well then. Here we are on Galzian territories. This is the last one that Cookies and Houston played together. That's true. Well, maybe here's your chance to change the narrative, eh? Who knows? Rift mode on the way for Houston. Very good aggressive maps. I like to see Cookies going for something else. He says he hates his build order, though. Uh-oh. Well, I will say it's kind of suspicious that he's got, like, no salvagers here, but... Oh! Yeah, I guess that's the problem, right? Now you've got to keep filling out salves. One thing I like to do when you're going with the LAV spam is to get 2 long-distance miners, especially on a map like this. Because, you know, the long-distance mining is very, very short here. Want to play after? No can do. I got an 830 res at Dorsia. No, but for real, I'll have to go after this probably. My sister is getting back from Italy today. Very excited. She's been there for 1.5 years. Well, that's not true. She was in Tennessee before that. But I haven't seen her in 1.5 years, so... Oh, that's not true either. She stopped by before she went to Italy. But whatever, you get the point. I'm excited. Ah, I see. Just doing a little bit of limit testing, right? You know, you like that. You like that. Skims and LAV is going to start the scuffle in mid here, but this is one that Cookies probably wins. Maybe Houston can trade out the 1-for-1. Backs away though, not going to get that. 1-for-0 then. Feels nice for Cookies. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, you know what, Cookies? I totally agree. Like, I'm a Galzian main, everyone knows that. I've played a bit of Coalition so on in the tournaments, you know, and every time I do, I'm like, man, I hate having units at low health, you know? It just feels terrible. You know, most players, a particular faction calls to them, right? One thing I've always liked in games like this is some kind of... By the way, this is looking a bit dire for Houston, but I'll explain later. I like it when there's things that kind of make you feel like you're building up an identity in some sense, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a Galzian player, right? That's cool to me, I think. I like that. Doesn't mean you can't play any other faction, of course, but, you know, there's something fun about that, I think. There's something fun about that. Systems 1 teching for Houston, because he knows there's so many LAVs pushing in here. He wants to be sure he's not just gonna die here. Is that something you could do? Oh, I get what Just Carrier was saying now. Oh, shoot. So you're saying that, like, the build... Okay, hold up, there's a fight now. LEV gets donked by a missile, very nice, but these skims are just not being effective somehow. I feel like maybe they're not able to shoot for some reason. Focus fire's not really there either. Missiles are pretty good though, that one misses. Uh-oh. Skim's getting eviscerated now. Still taking a lot of damage. These LAVs are super low health bars now, but they've done some good work here. You can see it in the units lost tab. Now, what you typically want to do as the Coalition player, it's not very easy to pull off... Oh my gosh. Oh, I see what's happening. Anyway, it's not very easy to pull off, like, very good aggro with the LAVs here, like, in terms of, you know, ending the game or something. Like, if you're Galzian, you know, you want railguns and you want to kill the enemy carrier, you're never going to pull that off as Coalitions. Instead, you keep the pressure up and you expand onto 2-base. But in this case, Cookies is actually teching AAVs and another carrier production upgrade here, so... Yeah, I kind of agree, actually. Like, nothing was really achieved, even though you kind of did, but, yeah, what you really want to do is get onto your 2-base. Yeah, Houston has power 2 already. You know, maybe. Maybe he can just drive up and try and kill his opponent with his carrier. No, it looks like he's gonna tech railguns. I thought he was maybe gonna go for, like a carrier push, but... I like to see that crap, even though it often doesn't work, but I like to see it. No, I think Just Carrier is saying don't build AAV on this map because, you know, it's very open and it's very good for railguns. Anyway, I guess what you're saying is that, like, if you give the probe a cost, then it actually will take that cost away when the base runner starts producing it, rather than when the player deploys it, which is pretty weird, but I guess that makes sense in some way. LAV Armor 2 on the way, by the way. Sunscreen Armor 2 as well. Gonna be cancelled, actually. He wants raiding first. You thought he'd have rails. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, you don't want to drive out all the way over here, and Con F Carrier is pretty slow. Actually, not as slow as Galzian, I think, in these early levels, but... You know, you get all the way over there, and then you just die to railguns. Or die to LAVs. This is, this is pretty unfortunate for Houston here. Because he's gonna lose a lot of those skims. Yeah, so basically you just be ripping like 150 CUs out of the Coalition bank at the start of the match. Yeah, I see the problem there. I see the problem. Well, that sucks. I hope there's a solution to that, but there might not be. This is gonna be attempted here. Doesn't land though. One thing I gotta say, I love to see it when players are getting the LAV armor tech because even though it's not gonna stop them from taking damage from the missiles, it does make it a little harder to just kill them that way, so... You know, feels good. Feels good to have. It's gonna be honor guards for Houston. He doesn't need railguns now. I agree with that. Although you could use a couple of assaults here and supplement the Sandskinner army, but honor guards are gonna be great here as long as you can get them out. And again, Cookies is still on 1 base, so I mean, I think he'll be fine. Like, the reason that Houston is able to keep fighting this, he's taken some pretty bad trades, but he just has so much more production, because he's on 3 base, you know? That lets him get the upgrades faster, although actually Cookies has the upgrades first, but that's why he doesn't have more LAVs out here. Yeah, you know, you tend to figure that, like, you're seeing yourself on 3 base, and you know your opponent had all the pressure on you, you're like, well, he's gotta be 3 base as well, and then he's on 1. That happens sometimes, you know, that happens. Yeah, no rush A game. I mean, I can look into it myself, but I probably won't. So I've got no business judging you for not doing it. Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, well I think it's even worked on in Jaraci, where I don't think you can hold as many interceptors and strike fighters as you can in vanilla. Gotta be a fun position for Houston, by the way. Just no risk firing missiles out. Feels nice. You do want to be careful floating the carrier too far away, though, because when this honor guard pops, it could actually be killed by LAVs, which would feel really bad. I think Cookies wins this fight. There's a big upgrade lead here. Houston has rating, but Armor 1 is the only other tech. Oh no, you can't be taking this fight. Oh gosh. Ugh. Well, that was bad. Depth packs are good, though. Actually, the depth packs are really good, but still, a Salvador gets picked off as the LAVs are mostly shooting the skims. Oh no. This ain't good. This ain't good. Now, if you're Cookies, you really just want to start chonking Salvagers here, which looks like that's going to be what he does. But here comes the honor guard. Really nice first shot. Claims 2, kills, damages a bunch of other ones. Look at the split, though. Oh, beautiful. Oh man, Houston managed to find the blob anyway. I really like that split though. That was nice. Yeah, honor guard is getting good value. It's killed 7 already. Wow, that turns it around immediately. And by the way, Cookies is still on 1 base, so, you know, I mean, honestly, being GT alt, I want to give this like 1.75 instead of 1.5 like we normally would. It's not 2, it's not 3, so. Houston's on 1 base though right now. He's on half a base, so, you know. Cookies did do some good eco damage here, but... Yeah, you would have thought, I think maybe this hill is just not very big though. Like, if he was sitting right here... Yeah, he's kind of... Oh my gosh. The camera certainly doesn't like this, but... He's got line of sight down to that whole ridge. Sometimes a little hard to tell. I mean, yeah, you're kind of right. Long-distance mining doesn't do that much. 1.5 base is just like a term. We never really meant it to mean that it's really as valuable as half a base. So, just carrier calling me out for my nonsense. Quite a few railguns here for Cookies. They do have Mag Excel this time. You know, most of these games he hasn't had Mag Excel for like a really long time. The problem is those honor guards though, because of course you gotta keep the railguns safe from the skims. You have to do that with the LAVs. Honor guard will just chunk you if you leave like the safety of the railguns here. So this is why honor guards really do well into this comp. Nice missile, by the way. I mean, that's big actually, right? Taking one of these guys down to 600, he'll die to like splash from the honor guard now. So that's a big deal, and there's 2 of them. Very nice. Hey Carrier, you remember in Joke Patch when the siege cruisers used to just barrage forever? I think we played a game on this match where I was just like barraging you to death. I had like 3 honor guards, so there was no ability to use air. That was back when honor guards were like amazingly strong too against air. Ah, good times. I'm like an old man reminiscing. Gotta be careful here, by the way. This honor guard has no cover at all from skims. Houston, I feel like he should have more money than this. I don't know where he's been spending it, but... Uh-oh. Oh, it's even turned around backwards. Oh, no. That's not ideal. It might get a shot off anyway. What's that? Oh, I ran out of disc space. That's kind of funny. Jetpacks, hey, they killed the captain, very nice. But yeah, this honor guard died. Carrier taking a bit of fire as well, by the way. Yeah, I actually just ran out of disc space. It's pretty funny. How can that be true, though? I thought I had so much left. 46 megabytes? What the heck? How do I have 46 megabytes? That's nothing. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Like, he did definitely overstay, but he also killed a couple salvagers, so... No, I must have something that I'm not aware of. Like, saved in here. That's weird, though, man. Download some more RAM, yeah. Power 3, by the way, taking for Houston. Gonna be a nice, powerful carrier. He still has 3 honor guards, so this is pretty beefy. Houston's not in danger of losing the game just because he lost that 1 honor guard, but... Man, I don't even have 500 gigs on this entire soft drive. Soft drive, did I just call it that? Hard drive. Why did I say soft drive? What the crap? What would that even mean? Huh. That'd be like software is like a program, hardware is like the thing that runs it. Yeah, I don't know. Soft drive. What's going on with me? Yeah, you know, 3 railguns, just a lot stronger than 3 honor guards, to be honest with you. Cookies is being so annoying with these LAV run-bys, though. Solid state! Yeah, okay, there you go. That actually is what I was thinking. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I cannot figure out where all this garbage is coming from, though. I had like 40 gigs for you earlier today. Oh yeah, by the way, there's salvagers dying, so... so that's nice. Kind of an interesting fight with the skims here. These LAVs are like way more upgraded, but they still, you know, they can't win this with the numbers disadvantage. Well, no, surely not. It's 3v1 now. Even a bit of veterancy here. Gives him 100 health. But, you know, it's true, like... I get flamed for saying such things, probably with good reason. But, you know, when you're on 3 base and your opponent's on 1 base, even a bad trade is kind of an okay trade for you, right? Because, you know, you can replace it more easily. And, now, I should disclaim, that doesn't mean it's good to lose units. It's just that, you know, it's not as bad of an issue. But Houston has actually been trading well, so, you know, that's just going to compound the problem. And here we will see if 3 railguns really do beat 3 honor guards. Well, they certainly do if the honor guards won't shoot back. Although I love the splitting by Cookies here. Not going to take any splash damage from the honor guards, that's nice. Base runner going to get hounded as well, by the way. But there you have it. Even 2 honor guards beats 3 railguns, apparently. LAVs, though, actually jumping on this honor guard. This is sundered as well, by the way. Just gonna melt. Oh my gosh. Okay, I take it all back. 2 railguns better than 2 honor guards. Well, the Braille's got an assist there, although honor guard just chunks the LAV bomb, so it's not gonna get a second. That's actually pretty unfortunate for Cookies. Has a lot of carrier power here, by the way. gosh, I thought I just started cruise missile launching. Well, I guess they're kind of working. I thought the coalition cruise missile was launching there. Yeah, I actually think so. Although, you'll note that this honor guard has been here for a while, which is weird. But he had this earlier and then brought it back. It was just lying in wait for its moment to strike. You know? These missiles actually starting to hurt the carrier quite a bit, but Houston's carrier taking some damage too. Yeah, exactly. That's, you know, that's a good problem to have. Bit of carrier block here on this honor guard, but it's not getting hit by the rails. They don't have line of sight. I don't think they're in range either. I've got the customary bozo hiccups. Very good. Power 4 teching. You know, that can be good. That can be real good. He still doesn't have any other tech here. So I guess all he needs is LAVs, right? I don't know what he's building right now, actually. That must be a support. Yeah. Power 4 teching for Houston. So he is gonna almost match the power. Power 4 for the Coalition is actually power 5. Just don't ask him. But he's got the nuke now and he's gonna have to use it. There it is. Very nice. Oh. That will just about kill an honor guard here, but one of them survives. Yeah, you know, it's not gonna matter actually. Cookie's carrier is super low here. 4 armor is good, mind you, but not good enough. Yeah, wrong way. They got their directions wrong. Yep, it's an F2 click moment. That's correct. Well, let's go ahead and watch. It's okay if he calls himself that. Let's go ahead and watch one last. This is between Cookies and Coolt, who I want to join JC15. Shake my fist at the heavens. Oh my gosh, I smell terrible. I need to take a shower. Ugh. It's early. I haven't gotten ready for the day yet. It's not my fault. Look at this man, he's doing a 3-1 already. Yeah, so we've never seen this guy on the channel before. So, that's pretty cool. But you don't need to know about my uncleanliness? Well, that's fine. I'll tell you anyway. Because I'm just that nice. Anyway, yeah, we've never seen this guy on the channel before, but, sell me? Slavery? Ooh, very bad. Anyway, this is his debut game, I suppose. But, like, look, he's already doing a 3-1 with the Salvagers. This guy knows what he's doing, so... And, yeah, you know, like, if you've been on HWU, you know this guy's looking for games all the time. So, I mean, it's not a surprise. Because he wasn't doing eco properly, you just kill him all the time, yeah. Well, Just Carry has probably played, like, 1,000,000 games with this dude, so... He knows all about AVs, I'm sure. This is 5 Salvagers for Cookies, by the way. Builds a 6th long-distance mine. There's the SC. This is going to be an SC first build. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Just smart distribution, because you don't need the RUs. So, not yet, anyway. Salvager going to take a bit of damage there, but that's alright. 1,000,001. Wow. It's going to be LAV Fab from Coolt. He's actually going SC first as well, though. There it is. And he'll do you one better. He's got 7 Salvagers to your 6. What do you say about that, huh? Doesn't use the probe yet. Oh, there it is. Well, but I mean, honestly, that's good. Like, that he's just going SC first. Like, that's a good build, you know? Cookie's gonna prioritize RUs a little bit here. Coolt gonna stay on the CUs. He's actually getting the production upgrade, too. I don't think LAVs are typically terribly strong against Coalition, but he's gonna try for it. It's gonna be Railgun Fab for Cookies. Wow, okay, that's also very atypical. Yeah, you almost never see this. And it's just because, like, the Railguns don't really give you a whole lot of pressure in the early game, so you prefer to have more LAVs out, or AAVs, which can really harass the eco. Probe gonna spot an LAV being built, by the way, and that's not for scouting, he should know, because like his probe is here. So I think if I were Cookies, I would have the read that there were gonna be some LAVs on the field, and probably cancel that railgun fab. Probe taking fire though now. And this base runner will snipe it. Cooltweetsy, meanwhile, actually just moving out into mid to grab an artifact, but he can do that because his probe did see that there's nothing out here. So, this, whatchamacallit, this base runner here is actually, gonna be fine to escape. Cookie's gonna start building some LAVs of his own, you can see. But, I mean, that is true, like, you have the turret. That's kind of the reason why I don't like, LAV builds all the time, because, in the CVC in particular, like, CVG, I think LAV spam is really, really strong, especially in the current meta, but, in CVC, I think it just doesn't really get you too much, because turret can just deny everything. By the way, even armor 1 finishing, so this is actually quite a big investment. Guys, wouldn't it be cool if probes could drive on the Kartova? Anyway, turret doesn't really want to be deployed, actually, by the way, but he is going to drop it here. So that's a big investment, but, whatever. He can use that in the future. And it looks like fighter and gunship tech going to come out for Cookies. Again, this is why I don't like railguns, because you can't really use it, but... But Houston's right. If you LAV spam, get eco too. You know what, though, Cookies? I like the way you think, but it's definitely more of a Conf motif than a coalition one. That is, of course, the faction that Cookies plays the most. Although I guess we've seen you do quite a lot of Saban in the past. That's Systems 1 there. We'll give him the range system as well here. But again, if you're taking AAVs instead, you're not going to have to invest into that, so it would be nice to save a bit of money. Same thing with the turret, right? Like, if you can avoid the investment, it's better. LAV's trading pretty well here, but once they find the turret, they're going to have to back away, and it looks like it's 3 for 3. With Cooltweetsy also having lost that probe, make it a 4 for 3. Ooh. Very nice. Probe gonna start taking some fire here as it leaves the safety of the Kartova, because, that makes a lot of sense. It's just the okay things. And he wants to see the 3-base timing with this 2 HP probe. Hecka OP, you know what I'm saying? We do have a trash ship on the way, and a support cruiser as well to take the 3rd base. Honestly though, right now, gunship, good, because what you're facing in the midfield is just all LAVs, so that's actually a very nice tech. Would be nice to try and stop these extractions here as well, but... Yeah, I mean, I agree, it's actually quite nice here. Could launch immediately, in fact. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Cooltweetsy actually had vision on the carrier as it got its tech there, so he maybe could have seen this coming, but either way, he's gonna get paddled now. And, you can't chase in here either, because the turret will stop you, so this is a bit unfortunate. Oh, probe goes down. It did have 2 HP after all. Support cruisers do have anti-air, although it's not much. Gunship gets a chunk in here. And yeah, it'll clean up actually all of these LEDs. Very nice. Not that strike fighters couldn't do the job either, but gunships are very, very good at this. And you should... Oh, by the way, this is a terrible anti-air turret post. But you should note that once the gunship is out, Cooltweetsy always has to be careful about where he brings his, He always has to be careful about where he brings his LEV blob from now on, because, he knows that there's a gunship out there that would love to eat them up, so... It's true, strike fighters can take damage to LEVs, and that's the point, like, you kind of force the tech switch here, right? Now he's going AAVs. Because if he just keeps building LAVs, it's like, well, I've got a gunship, Even if you get armor 2, it's still threatening. So now he's gonna tech switch. So, you take some control over the map there. But yeah, this AA turret, not good because, what the heck? Like, what's gonna defend this? You can just kill it on your leisure. It doesn't matter at all. Yeah, I agree. You really want to get AAVs as a response, or sorry, railguns as a response to this, like after you reveal the gunship or something, but... Well, you've got the techs, that's what's important. Railgun's gonna start building now. turret could even be dropped here. You'd maybe want it like right here on this flat part of the dune. Decal doesn't really fit there, does it? Whatever. But, you know, turrets are fairly effective against AVs. Gunship gonna launch again. There are missile batteries this time. Decals, yeah. They can, but it's really, really hard. Like, you know, realistically, they can support other units in killing the gunship, but they can never really do it on their own. The reason is that the gunship has quite a lot of armor, and also a lot of HP, but, you know. Yeah, it's a very unfortunate matchup for the LAVs. Tell you what though, missile batteries like this kind of thing. But this is also a nice thing about the gunship, is that it can give you vision like that. It won't just die in one hit to the missile batteries, so you can keep it alive. Whereas strike fighters, once you poke out and get shot at, it's just a death sentence for one or two of them. So, you know, we may meme on the gunship, but it's mostly about the way that it's used. I think gunships are fine units. A couple strike fighters are out here. They will kill off this probe. You really want to do this with only one of them so that you can save the missiles, but oh well. With strike fighters in tow, you can actually threaten the economy, but you have to be aware there is an anti-air turret post here, so Cookie's gonna see that, backs away. Doesn't want to have any part of that. Oh, that was close. The anti-air turret post almost got splash damage on the strike fighters there. This is a bridge too far, though. He's actually already lost one. Ow. So. Yeah, one strike fighter gonna go down, but you know, not a big loss. Cookie's playing a bit passive here, but it is an even game. You know, neither player has too much of an advantage. And so I'll say, you know, good on Coolth for getting the 2 artifacts out, because that's kind of the difference maker right now. Evasive maneuver, yeah, nothing you can do, man. You ain't stroke 3, you know what I'm saying? Still more LAVs being built here. You know, he did invest into armor too, so he's gonna have to keep trying to use them, I suppose. We'll say the resource float for Cookie's starting to get huge, but yeah, you know, that happens too. Lag in DOK can be very frustrating sometimes, that's all I'll say. AA post gonna come under fire here. By the way, that one was killed. You can see it. You can see its smoldering husk in the background there. Turret gets set up in mid, but that's not gonna do too much. These LAVs are in position to clean it up. Gets a bit of damage on one of them. Actually kills it. So. LAV is going to start the chonkening here, though. And these are unupgraded, I believe, but they're still going to win this fight. You know, not only because they have the numbers advantage, but the railguns actually contribute here by doing the armor break, too, so. A railgun, or sorry, an LAV that's been hit by a railgun is actually less effective in a fight than an unupgraded LAV, so, you know, that's worth thinking about. But Coolth, I think, has the tools to answer this. It's just going to be, you know, down to execution here. He wants fighter and gunship tech, it looks like. But, you know, the play has to be the LAV blob can be warded off with AAVs. I can use the spoke to stop the railguns from being relevant, and then my LAVs can clean those up. But, you know, a little easier said than done. Although I will say, we've seen AAVs be so effective recently. It wouldn't be surprising if that works for him, but right now he's going for a flank instead. And that's fine, too. Just has to have anti-air with it, which kind of weakens his anti-air on main, but he does have some anti-air turret posts, so he should probably be okay. Only problem is just these railguns. Oh, and they're actually hurting this support cruiser a lot right now, oh my gosh. Yeah, that is a lot of rails. They do have Mag Excel, they've got Armor 3 on the way. SC just straight up dies. Oh my gosh. Now try and keep all this action in frame here. Artifact goes out for Cookies, but in the meantime, the big story, I think, is this fight on this side. Can these railguns hold it off? There is a turret here. Turret looks pretty good, but smokes are nice as well. AVs can smoke the SC as well, but they don't want to lose line of sight from the turrets. This is a little bit of an awkward spot, but it looks like he's going to be fine. Yeah, there's that smoke I was talking about. Oh, yeah, so watch the railguns hitting. I didn't notice at all. A-Game and I were like talking about, with Solution, his friend who he works on the Company of Heroes mod with. We were talking about the new game by BBI, Crossfire Legion. And he was just reminiscing about things that are cool about DOK, and one of them he said was that, like, railgun tracers like refract when they go through things. So like they'll penetrate a unit and like bend and hit something else behind it at a different angle, you know? And I was like, no way, really? I've never noticed that. And so I looked for it, and it's real, it happens. It's gonna be hard to demonstrate it against LAVs here. By the way, base runner didn't die there. But... yeah, all my time playing DOK, I never noticed this. We'll see when a railgun gets a shot off against like an armored unit. You could see it against the missile batteries earlier. But... yeah, it's really cool looking, actually, you know? I had no idea that was a thing. Cool air switched, by the way, so we'll see what he's able to get done with that. He still has a lot of anti-air, so that feels nice. In an air versus air fight, well, actually, you know, I take it back. There's no anti-air over here except for this base runner. Anyway, in an air versus air fight, the player who has ground-based anti-air pretty much always wins, so... you want to keep your eyes on that for sure. We're just going to launch the strike fighters right now. It's going to smoke. No reason to smoke when you're being attacked by air. Air units don't use line of sight, so they can hit regardless. Strike fighters waste missiles on the probe, but Cookie's not able to jump on that. Too far away. Actually, just get a dock off now, so that's a little bit weird. Tac bombers, hey! Let's go! You love to see it. Cookie's still floating kind of a heinous amount of units here, but he does have missile batteries on the way. Yeah, that too, but I even just meant they're too far away. They can't jump on that. You know, if you had like infinite caster vision and you could see him flying out to kill the probe, you could set up a trap for him, but otherwise, you know, too far away. Too far away. Okay, yeah, watch the railgun hits here, right? When they hit units, like the shot goes through them and is refracted and like bends a little bit. It's so freaking cool. Do you see that? Oh my gosh, that is so sick. Like, I had no idea that was a thing, you know? For the longest time I've been playing this game, I had no idea. That is so cool, man. Oh. Man. I love that. Yeah, you know, A-Game was just talking about it. I was like, is that a thing? No way. LAV's kind of falling asleep at the wheel here, by the way, as the Space Runner they should be defending is going to go down. But maybe this one will survive. And this flank here, you know, I thought it was just going to be murdered by air units, but it actually killed the SC and 2 salves, so that's not bad. Looks like they're going to go down on the fadeaway, though. Only 2 AVs left now. So, I mean, it's a big investment for Cookies to pull that off, but he gets some value out of it, so, you know. Yeah, it's not quite Receiver 2 levels of awesome, where it's actually, like, impacts the gameplay, too. Missile battery's here, by the way, so strike fighters have to make themselves a bit scarce, but they still get an AV. Tac bombers out now. Now, tac bombers are great for this kind of thing because they can kill missile batteries, right? That's the big use case. I would actually... like, he really wants to kill the railgun blob, but for this first reveal, I might just go for the missile battery here. By the way, mortar lands on the salves, that's not going to do too much. Well, now this thing's going to die anyway, so you might as well use the tac bombers on the rails once you find them. He doesn't see him yet, but... gunship gonna launch for Cookies. He does want to keep an eye on this LAV blob with them. Yeah, you know, good idea in practice, but... Too many dudes. Too many dudes. Turrets are good, by the way. Jeez. That kills the entire LAV blob. That's gonna take the wind out of the sails a little bit. Oh, and that's the gunship actually gonna die here now. Oh, barely, but yeah, it does go down. Strike fighters managed to find it. Strike Fighter's gonna launch for Cookies now, and again, whoever has the ground-based anti-air probably gonna be the winner here. So this is dicey for Cookies. You know, there are bombers on the field, but they haven't really been able to do anything on this first sortie. So they're just gonna dock. I don't think they even used their package at all. I mean, they could have at least dropped on the main, but oh, you know what? There's actually 3 salvagers missing here, so I've got to imagine he did hit the main. I take it all back. I take it all back. Assault Cruiser Fab on the way for Cookies. Honestly, I actually don't like it here because he already has some tools to check the LADs. And he's kind of giving his opponent more targets for the bombers, but... railguns need to be a little careful here, by the way, because there is obviously bombers in the hangar, so they're recharging, but when they come out, they're definitely liable to just blow up all of these railguns. Here comes a bomber now. Oh no, the LAV's kind of feeding in there as well. And AV's also threatening the SC here, but it looks like this bomber is going to finish the kill. Yeah, strike fighters definitely want to be jumping on this, but the missile battery makes this a little hard. You're going to have to invest a little bit, but... You know, it should be worth it, especially with the bomber nerf where they cost more. Killing a bomber, I think it's going to be worth it, even if you lose 1 or 2 strike fighters for it. And he will do just that. That missile should secure the kill. Skadoosh. Is that Stole? Oh my gosh. Come on. Oh, I missed him. Well, I think that's Stole Sawon. We've seen him before. Remember that game with A-Game and Descara where stole the carrier kill? Very funny, very funny. No, I always think about that guy because the very first cast of DOK I ever did, I think this was... Ah, gosh, Mask of the Red Death against somebody, I can't remember who, but there's like a gunship named Stole flying around. SC's been replaced, so he will get that set up. Strike Fighter's gonna start launching here, by the way. But Cookie's probably unaware until just now of this giant LAV blob. If he had gunships left, like, this is where you want to use them. This is where gunships do really, really well. Strike Fighters can fight this, it's just they can also take losses and they don't kill them as fast. I will say ACAA definitely value tech right now. Cool's actually gonna back away though. Oh, bombers. Find the good hits here. They killed 2 railguns and a missile battery and damaged some more. Are they gonna pay for it with their lives? One of them docks. Other one's gonna die, of course. Not enough room in the carrier there. ACAA is not teching actually, but I would use these strike fighters to try and hit the LAVs here. But either way, ACs are in positions, he's gonna be fine. He did pull the salves really early too, so he's not gonna take any losses there. This game's turned into quite a bloodbath. Not so much as like A-Game versus Descara in those practice matches where they're like killing each other the whole time, you know? That was really insane, but I agree, pulled him too far, but it's better to pull him too far than not pull him at all, you know? Houston's the same way, like he tends to pull salves a bit too early, same with like No Fun, but it's better than, you know, seeing players not pull the salves and just lose them. I mean, that feels pretty bad, so. Bomber gonna launch. That was a mortar there. Makes the same sound as the bomber. Yeah. I mean, you know, you do gotta have a bit of object permanence to fight against turrets. That's another one of those things, you know, it's like a Morbert? Morbius? That's one of those things that always surprises me as I watch DOK. It's like with carriers just not getting powered up. Like, look how much power he has, but he hasn't allocated it, right? I mean, he's even teching it, you know? It always surprises me that people do that, but it's very common. ACA is teched, by the way. But it's the same thing with turrets. It's like people will just run into turrets even though they know exactly where they are. This, by the way, is what I was talking about. Like, ACAA is nice, but, you know, you are giving the bombers more targets to hit, so... You know, feels kind of bad at the same time. This bomber here didn't get the memo, though. He's gonna go down. Yeah. I mean, the deal is just like, you can't be moving the ACs out unless the strike fighters are in position to hound the bombers, because ACA is not going to do it on its own, so... And, you know, he learned that the hard way. Strike Fighter's gonna find some targets here in the railguns, though, but, you know, like we said before, LAVs do fight Strike Fighters decently well. Does some damage to them. You know, he wouldn't have died if he had Afterburner. Here's a nuke, by the way. I didn't realize that that was done. But that's not gonna find any kills, I don't think. Doesn't even kill a base runner. So, kind of a pants nuke, all things considered. This AC actually, you know, took damage from the bomber. I figured that was not ever gonna be capitalized on, but it's really low now. Down to 117 hit points. Oh my gosh. Heal gonna get popped by this AC in honor of the accidental AC heal that I used that lost me one of the games I played against Cookies in JC13. On this map, in fact. Strike Fighter's gonna kill over here, by the way. Remember that moment? I've got like 3 ACs over this hill ready to attack Missile Barrage, and I hit R instead of T, and then they'd all just like stand still and start healing. Oh my gosh. Not saying that was the only problem that game, but it definitely didn't help. I do that way too often. Strike Fighters are like almost faster than AA turret missiles. That's pretty funny. Mortar's gonna be pulled here to try and damage these railguns. I think they're actually armor 3, so not gonna be too easy to hurt them. I do manage to get away with only a scratch, that's all. This one here is clinging on to life, to be fair. Wait. 69, nice, alright. But yeah, it's turning into a bloody game, you know? Both sides losing like 13,000 CUs here. Cookies has lost so many more RUs though, that's actually shocking. I don't know where it comes from, but... BC Fab finish for Coolt. Kind of a spicy tech, but in this case I don't actually like it too much. I think actually Saban BCs are kind of fun to try to use against railguns, but even then, you don't want to build them when your opponent's got 10 rails on the field, so... I think artillery was definitely the call here. Yeah, ACs and rails, you're right. Those ain't cheap, you know? Those ain't cheap. This artifact here trying to be a bit sneaky, but of course it is revealed globally. Still though, dropping the AA turret post can make it a little hard to kill. Strike Fighter's in the area too, so Cookies certainly looks to make a play with the artifacts. He's actually about to pick up a 4th. Yeah, he's holding the game-winning artifacts here, but that's kind of crazy. Cool's gonna dive in with the LEVs now, but a good smoke gonna keep that base runner alive, and a couple LEVs die for it too. Yeah, that's actually crazy. He's holding 4 artifacts right now. One of them's gonna get out, of course, but the question is about the others. This one's very, very low. Down to 200. Railguns for Cool to have high ground, but they're outnumbered here. Outnumbered by a lot. Carrier's really powered, though. He's got the power in kind of an interesting distribution. I think it'd be better to have it in range so that he can fight back. Gonna deploy a bomber here, though. Gets a pretty nice hit off. I assume you're talking about Savan there. Strike Fighter's gonna dive on the Strike Fighters of his opponent, but they don't get too much. Ah! Oh, that's a really big nuke, actually. Ugh. Railguns evaporate, but these 2 ACs are still a pretty strong combat force. Gonna use the Tech Missile Barrage on the carrier here, but that's gonna miss. Oh no. That's unfortunate. Ouch. Yeah, that's not good for Cookies. Now he's gotta back away with this AC. But the silver lining for him, I mean, he just lost a lot, but the silver lining for him is that he's got 3 artifacts out. He's getting a 4th, and, you know, the clock is low. I mean, that could actually be a win condition in the future, so he just needs to keep trying to play for the stall here. Stole! Let's go! He's a commander now. How far he's come from Jaraci Cup 1 days. Somehow managing to dodge missiles as he's docking. At least you've dealt with float. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is the truth. Did you see a blue line flash on the screen for just a moment there? No, Stole. It's the name of the Strike Fighter pilot. Couple more railguns up. He may have just lost a bunch, but that's not because they were doing badly, just because a good nuke hit them. What's happening over here? Strike Fighter's trying to kill off that SC. Looks like they're gonna get it too. That's actually kind of a big deal because you really want to unlock carrier right now. You know, Cookies has a lot of power in that carrier. He's building bombers himself now. Oh my gosh. Alright, nice. Strike Fighter's gonna fall here. Uh-oh, they do stray a little too close to the missile batteries there. Can't have float if it's on fire. Yeah, true that. 3 minutes left on the clock now. I mean, you know, it's a big win condition with the artifacts here. Cool to recognize it. He's gonna pick one up. Now, this is actually good for Cookies that he managed to pick this one up here. But it will respawn before the clock is out, so you need to be a little bit careful with that. Strike Fighter's gonna dock here. Bomber going for a hit, but it looks like he's gonna dock as well. Now that all of the air is docked, though, you can look for a hit of your own. Ah, but the bomber dies there before I can get the hit off. When bombers die, their missile basically just stops existing, sadly, so you saw that happen right there. Missile batteries here could maybe use the mortar, but they don't manage to get that off either. And Cookies is pretty low on units right now, I would say, but he does have a powered up carrier, so he's gonna try to leverage that if he can. Yeah, visually it can look like it hits, but it actually doesn't do any damage, I'm pretty sure. Just Carrier knows better, you can confirm or deny that. You know, Carrier for Coolt's actually taking more damage than Cookies right now, thanks to that power 5 in the armor. Yeah, Coolt does have to be careful he doesn't throw his carrier, but I think the bigger story is definitely the artifact lead. If you're Coolt, then what you want to do is just pick up this artifact, just hold it in your hands, right? Don't ever let go. You want to pick up as many as you can, of course, but, you know, he's only one off, so he'll tie the scoreline here. And if I'm Cookies, actually what I'd be thinking to do is just build bombers and try and snipe them, but comes a BC. That could change the calculus just a little bit, you know. Carrier for Cookies moving way too far forward now. Whoa, gonna back away. He'll be okay, but it still makes you a little nervous. 1 minute on the clock now. Looks like Colt's gonna pick this one up. Uh-oh, here comes the nuke. It's gonna land on the railguns. Maybe this AC can get out of the way. Still takes some damage. Turrets are actually doing, you know, good work here, I have to say, although right now they're just killing missile batteries. But if you can kill them all, you can use the strike fighters again. Which he still has. This AC is being really an MVP, though, by doing absolutely nothing. Here's the Tactical Barrage, gonna land on the carrier. Railgun's hitting too, so Sunder is on. It's gonna do a lot of damage. Army is getting a little anemic here, though, but these turrets are actually killing the BC. Oh my gosh, it's unfortunate that they changed focus there. Artifact is driving out here. BC smokes. This one's gonna come down to the wire, folks. 20 seconds left on the clock. It looks like Coolt is gonna be able to extract and tie up the scoreline here, so we're gonna be fine. Here come the strike fighters. There's actually 2 base runners here, which is a decent amount of AA. The bomber drops its bomb on the turret, which is very unfortunate. Cookies just has no money left, though. He really needs to get mining, but it's easier said than done. Strike fighter's actually gonna launch there. Yeah, they tried for the Desperado play on the base runner here, but they can't get it. And Colt still has a BC, you know, that ain't good. Yeah, this is where having the bomber still would have been really crucial. I think that maybe could have just turned the game. Yeah, he's gonna GG, he knows it's over. And Colt wins? Wow, that was a great game. Went to 30 minutes and change. That's awesome, man. Hey, let me tell you guys, Cookies ain't no slouch, alright? He's sure rusty a bit, but man, he's a good player, so that tells you a lot that Colt is beating him already. This guy's gotta join JC15, man. He's got to. It'd be really a shame if he doesn't. Units lost? I'd love to, but, D-okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys. This will go up to YouTube in a moment, I suppose. Well, not in a moment. It'll be, like, tomorrow, but... Join JC15. Do it. I'll put a link in the description box below. See you there. Otherwise, I'll come for you. Adios.